Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ira's first podcast. I've got my guest who is the founder of Search For You Inc., Foster Williams. He happens to be one of my mentors and good friends, and he's out there doing kind of the same thing I'm doing, only he does it better, helping to connect people.
I don't know about that.
Well, I appreciate that, my friend. But we're trying to help people who are unemployed get employed. So that's basically what we're doing. And you're helping me, so I appreciate it very much. Project Help You Grow wouldn't be as strong as it is if it wasn't for advice that I'm getting from my friends like you, Foster. So today I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. I've got 3 lined up in the queue. And the first one, let's just get into it. The first one is kind of maybe going to be a little bit of tough love for people. But the question is, what advice would you give to the weary job seeker, the one who has applied to 100 jobs and hasn't even got an interview and they're frustrated? What advice can you give to them, my friend?
Whoa. Well, one thing that we haven't gotten our hands around yet is that we have to take the time to make our resumes relevant to job postings, maybe conversations that we have. Sometimes recruiters just call us straight out and say, hey, I'm looking for somebody to do this. We need to be very relevant and make our resumes, our marketing documents, all of the type of thing, answer directly to what's asked for. And we're not taking the time to do that. We're still sending our resume in and hoping that people will kind of look at what our history has been and kind of put ones and twos together for us. That's not going to be the case. We have to do that for ourselves. We have to explain why we are good or why we think we're the good people to hire for that particular opportunity.
Yeah, especially, it seems like right now in today's market, it seems like there's so many people that are applying for the same job. You're competing with so many people that resume, you and I had talked about on the phone earlier today in a conversation we were having, that resume is really turning into a brochure or a marketing piece to sell yourself. So you've got to, maybe tweak for each job the resume to help fit the particular job description that they're asking for.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant.
We don't like to tell people to do that because it involves doing more work.
Right.
But guys, that's what our landscape is today. We have to help Ira, Foster, whoever that hiring manager is, or recruiter, understand this is exactly why I feel that we should talk about this position for me and my experience.
Yeah, well, you got to give them a reason to put you on the top of the list. They're going to get so many different resumes to consider.
Absolutely.
They don't have time to interview everybody. So you've got to make sure that you are in the top of the stack, the short list, if you will, to get interviewed, and then go from there. And again, with this particular hypothesis we were talking about, the scenario was the guy who's done 100 and not gotten any interviews. If you're getting interviewed, this particular advice may not apply to you. All right,
100 resumes. That sounds like scatter shooting. Honestly, it really does.
Yeah.
As a recruiter, and I don't want to tell you how long I've been recruiting, but when I hear that someone has made 100 or even 50 or 60 job postings or job applications, it sounds like scatter shooting. If you take the time, and I hate to say it, but it takes time to sit down and make sure that these correlations are made. It takes the time, and you're not going to have 100. When I hear 100, I already know that we're missing the mark.
Absolutely, right. And it's not that they're not working hard. Obviously, they're working hard. They've applied to 100 positions. But maybe what they need to do is just kind of redirect the energy and the approach and talk to somebody like you or I who can help direct them on ways to spend that energy more constructively so they can get the job. Again, there's no paycheck for applying to jobs. You only get the paycheck once you get the job. So, use the effort in a wise way and get that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's make an analogy real quick if I got time.
Yeah, of course you do.
So, if I drive a Cadillac and it breaks down, when I start talking with people and, trying to figure out who's going to be the one that I'm going to select to fix my car, I'm going to want to talk about relevant stuff.
Yeah.
I may talk to a mechanic that has years and years of experience but never worked on the latest Cadillac. And I may talk to the guy that, hey, maybe he's only worked on cars for 5 or 6 years, but his focus has been Cadillacs.
Right.
That's the relevance, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely correct. Okay. Let's switch gears just a little bit.
Okay.
So we've talked about some things that people are doing wrong. Now let's talk about something that maybe they can do to step up their game and get that attention that we're talking about. They're not getting
Right.
noticed. So let's talk about a way that might help them. How do you foresee video aiding a job seeker in today's market to help them land a job?
Oh, that's a good one. And I am one of the co-hosts of a radio show called the Who You Know Job Networking Show. As
It's a
part
great
of the,
show. It's a great show. Sorry.
yeah, it's fun. I know that. Um, so as part of that, what that show does is support a number of events to help job seekers. One of those events is a workshop that we do every Monday at Dallas Cowboys headquarters. All right. Woo-hoo. I got to hold my Longhorns there since I got the Longhorns.
Go Raiders.
We went from college to pro.
There we go.
But at Dallas Cowboy headquarters every Monday, we have a workshop where we teach people the use of video for branding themselves. You might want to show your appreciation for an interview that you've had. You might want to send a video as a thank you note instead of even the handwritten thank you note we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
To show a little bit more. Think about it. If you're looking at a video, I'm looking at Ira right now. I get a little bit of an opportunity to see what Ira's personality is face to face. Video is where we're going. LinkedIn's about to be LinkedIn Live probably next year. We've already got Facebook is already live. Video is part of what we do now. So no, it's not being rammed down our throat. But hey, if everybody that we look at, like the LinkedIn's, the Facebooks, and these things, if they're going to video, maybe we want to consider that the world is looking at a new avenue. Absolutely. Maybe we want to be part of that. I don't know. Just saying.
I think it's brilliant, because if you're in a stack of 100 people or 150 people and they're trying to figure out which 10 or 15 people that they might interview, the person who sends a video of any kind, I would think, has a natural advantage, especially if they're showing their personality. And you
absolutely
them the title of your radio show, Who You Know. It's just a way for them to get to know you just a little bit more, and that maybe just that little bit more is that bump that you needed to get that interview. So I think it's an amazing underutilized asset at our disposal, and people should consider it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last question. What are you doing in Dallas-Fort Worth other than sporting a Texas Longhorn shirt today to help
jobs? Horns.
Yeah, Sook 'em Horns. To get jobs, what are you doing specifically? I know you're doing a lot of different things. We already talked about the show just a little bit, but what else do you got going on? The workshop sounds amazing. How do people take advantage and get hooked into what you got going on, brother?
Well, the Search for You website is a power tool that powers up what we call the Career Search Network. Now, here is what the Career Search Network is. It is a network of job networking groups that meet all the way from probably 20 people. Some of the groups are smaller, all the way up to groups of 300 or so. We've got a group in Houston that we associate with that's over 400 people, and they meet every Wednesday. Well, we have 3 types of networking groups. We have general networking groups where everybody doesn't do the same thing. We all get together and we meet each other. Everybody knows somebody. Everybody knows somebody in the company. Everybody knows somebody we ought to talk to. And we network. That's what it is. And then we have special interest groups, which the Career Search Network, me and my constituents formed years ago, where we focus in on certain skill sets. We might be in HR. There are a number of skill sets that fall under our HR category in companies. Might be IT. It might be project management. We have different special interest groups for all of these different categories and many, many more. And you can find those on Search, the number 4 and the letter U, inc.com.
I'm gonna link your website to this podcast on my website so that people can just click on it and find you real
I
easy.
love technology. I'm an old guy. I'm not supposed to know about this stuff, right?
And Foster,
So what I do is hook up with people that know.
I'm also gonna add your hyperlink to LinkedIn so that they can find your profile, so they can connect with you and connect with your website.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
yes, sir.
These networking groups are free of charge. They are community related. We are a faith-based organization. I'm not ashamed to say it. We are a faith-based organization. We believe if we're all on this planet, what is it, 7 billion of people on the planet?
7 billion.
We probably ought to get along with each other and help each other. I'm just saying.
Well, that's why you and I get along so well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, brother, it's been a pleasure having you. Foster Williams, again, the founder of Search for You, Inc., co-host of Who You Know, a recruiter, wealth of knowledge, a mentor.
I don't have enough to do.
Personal friend of mine, absolutely teases me relentlessly.
That's part of my personality.
And I want to thank you for being my very first podcast guest. So thank you.
Thank you for tying me in all of this technology.
Man, I appreciate it. And I look forward to continuing to work together and helping these people who are looking for jobs find jobs. Sometimes what we have to say is a little bit hard for them to hear, but we say it with love and compassion, and we really are just trying to help. So
we do. Absolutely. I've been a recruiter long enough now.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And we'll see you again real soon.